celebration. Life. Sports. A celebration. Welcome, America, to the
TC and Jake
show. A celebration of life through sports. Pick up the phone moment Monday. Live with you. From the Oval Office of the LifeLock Studios. And now, here he is.
TC and Jake. Have you ever had a long conversation with someone on a plane? A stranger.
How long qualifies as long?
20 minutes, 30 minutes.
No.
Okay.
What the fuck you think? You know me.
But you see them happen.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
You know there's a kind of person that...
I witnessed one. You were there.
I know. Yeah. No, I've got a recording.
Yeah.
We played it.
Yeah.
I was just... Because there was one time, and I think I was at Excel. Like, I was... At most, I was in college, right? Just a younger man, didn't know what I wanted from the world. Maybe I am a guy that talks on planes. Got to find out one way. And I talked to some lady for a while, and then like had a kind of weird thing, like leaving the plane. You know, like how to, like, hey, it was great. I just want you to understand how much I enjoyed our chat. She's like trying to get her like bag from the carousel thing.
She's like, yeah, I really appreciated being harassed by a 15-year-old for 4 hours.
Yeah. No, I mean, she was pleasant. Yeah, she probably liked it more than I did, honestly, you know?
She hated it.
No, I think we both had a great time chatting. But my flight back from Gulf Shores, the people in front of me were really getting to know each other. And it was a younger couple, maybe even a little younger than I am, because I am very young.
Absolutely. Virile.
And then a woman, you know, probably in her 60s, I would guess. And they were equally engaged in this conversation.
The couple and were holding up 50% on their end.
Yeah, like they were taught, you know, like it's not like they were just like, whatever, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to like send her the signal that they didn't want to talk. They were giving long answers and asking questions.
That's horrible. Should I hear myself at all right now?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I mean,
it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, as long as we're good and we can listen to Sharon Stone, I'm fine.
Yeah. I don't know what you did.
I didn't do anything.
I think you did it.
I didn't do it.
Did you touch anything on your mic?
No.
Okay. You promise?
I can hear you, though.
I know, I can too.
That's really weird.
It's not important. The lady is just there giving normal answers, and she's giving. They were asking her something about where she was going, and you know, she's like, "I'm going to visit my daughter" or whatever. She lives in Dallas, and that kind of led to. She's like, "Yeah, I'm retired now, you know, so I just go around and visit my kids." And,
Jesus Christ, what hell hath wrought?
And they're like, "Okay, so what'd you do?" And she's like, "Well,
as a hooker,
my husband and I, we were both sailors."
Okay.
I think that their profession was like sailing around on vessels.
Were they in the merchant marines?
Possibly.
I don't know what that shit is, but I like saying it.
I went to there was a kid at Excel who, when he graduated from Excel, didn't go to college. He went to maritime school, and to my knowledge, still just like goes back and forth to Aruba, of like from Tampa to Aruba.
Is he a merchant marine?
Manning a ship
And merchants?
I mean, you know, he's like the truck driver of the seas.
Yeah,
I think.
So I don't really know. I mean, I know what like dudes who go to oil rigs do. You know,
I mean,
but
he's sailing the boat. I mean, like he's not sailing. She was talking about sailing. He's piloting. I don't know if he's the pilot or if he's one of the guys that like has a bucket.
Yeah, poop deck.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what
I know a couple boat
do.
terms on you.
Yeah, we all know poop deck, but maybe he's the first mate, second mate, the petty officer, possibly.
Just make sure things don't get too screwed up. Starboard.
That's right. Yeah.
Fucking boats, man.
I love them.
You definitely need your whole new language for boats.
Yeah, can't just say right and left. Don't send me emails. I understand why they don't say right and left.
And also, we understand that boats were around before Hummers. We get it.
So the
Time
fucking
to update. Guys, her and her husband were sailors, whatever the fuck that means. Nobody knows.
yeah. So they're like, "What did you do?" And she's like, "My husband and I, we were both sailors on a sailboat. We lost him 4 years ago."
The boat or the husband?
Well, the first time she mentions the husband, they asked her what she does, and she's like, "Well, I and my husband were sailors. He's dead now." Just laying him that right on him. And the way she said it was like, okay, yeah, go ahead and pity me now if you want. That'd be good.
Now, did he fall over port side?
I don't know what happened to him.
Oh.
But conversation continued on without any more of these sorts of problems until they bring it back around to the sailing topic. They were like, what's a good place to sail? Have you ever been you guys ever go to the Caribbean?
That's not really a profession.
I mean, I don't know.
It is a profession if you're doing it for industry. But if you're saying me and my husband were sailors, sounds like fucking Mr. Doback.
Josh had a vacation a couple years back where they were on a catamaran, which I know is a kind of boat.
Oh, they told him he was.
And cruel joke. Again, let's just go with a firm no emails policy. I don't want anyone to email me what a catamaran is just because I admit that I don't know what a catamaran is.
I don't want anyone emailing me ever again.
I love listener interaction, but not to inform. I don't know.
I say that.
Just tell me how good I'm doing.
If you want to go on vacation, I spent a good half hour this morning writing out a Tulum email.
Okay.
I will do that for you because many of you have done it for me.
If you want information from me, I am a generous person willing to give.
But if you got facts for me...
If you want to fucking talk down to me about catamarans, shove it up your ass.
I don't even care if you're talking down. I mean, it could be the most gentle, kind way of saying, here's something I think you should know. Trust me. Draft folder.
I know as much as I need to know right now.
But if you're going to Marrakesh, hit me up.
That's right.
And, the favor's been returned many times where people are like, hey, you're going here, you got to go here, try this sandwich. I'd say half the food I've eaten on vacation has either come from IJB listeners or Anthony Bourdain.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a lot, though, dude.
I'd just say ours 100% flavortownusa.com.
Yeah, maybe. But, dude, when I went to Portland, this dude hit me up with a fucking dotted up Google map.
That's nice.
Like he had made it.
Yeah, I got a lot of those.
And it was like, whoa.
That I make myself.
Yeah, but you made yours for cheese enchiladas.
That's true.
That's true.
But yeah, so they're like,
Aruba.
Is the Caribbean nice? I think is the question that they asked. The woman then drops on them, we were heading to the Caribbean. Never made it past the bay. That's where we lost them.
That means portside.
I don't think it means portside. They were just saying a location.
They died on the boat?
She didn't say, but it's either he was suddenly struck with that he had cancer.
Oh.
And succumbed to it on the boat. That one seems unlikely. I kind of figure a man overboard, lost at sea situation.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful. You got to respect the sea.
But if you lost someone tragically at sea, do you think how long would you need to know someone to tell them that? And is the answer 15 minutes?
Well, see, that's tough because now I need to know the nature of this sailing. Because if you ask somebody what they did, if you ask somebody what they do for a living, and they tell you, and their spouse did the same thing, and their spouse was killed in the line of work, those are somewhat inextricable stories now.
See, I don't think I would have any problem navigating around it. I mean, starts with just give short answers at the beginning and don't
No, that's not where it starts.
I just mean if you don't want to tell people about your tragedies on fucking airplanes, Like, just
Well, it sounds like she wanted to.
give off the impression. Oh, desperately.
Yeah, so she wanted to, but I mean,
that's odd.
It starts with, being unapproachable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts
The good way.
The only way, really.
Yes.
I mean, I've definitely pulled what's probably a pretty shitty move, where if we were in a 3-pack and it was the same sort of situation where Kristen and I had 2 of the seats and she was next to me and then there was another passenger next to her. She doesn't understand unapproachable. She doesn't know how to do it. Not as. I mean, I'm the god, so when they start talking to her, she thinks I'm gonna help out a little bit, pitch in. It's not happening.
I think it sends
I'll put my headphones in.
You're helping out with. She's having trouble appearing unapproachable, and you're like, "Well, I'll lead the way."
Yeah, but once they start
Surely
talking,
they'll
then,
stop talking if it's clear that the husband has absolutely no interest.
if it's a dude, they might start talking more.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I don't know.
true.
Maybe we could split out
Now
of here.
the
and-
fucking path is open.
yeah, you'll leave him at this airport.
He's
Buenos
not
Aires.
standing anywhere near the paint. I can just
Exactly, free runner.
get right.
So no, yeah, I mean, I can't recall ever talking to somebody for more than 2 minutes on a plane in my life,
Yeah.
ever, and I don't think that'll ever change.
Yeah. No, and I do want, like, I'm thinking about other situations, like other times I could think of someone getting to husband died at sea in such a short amount of moves. And Megan's mom did not have her husband die at sea. He's doing great, in fact. But she's definitely, like, there's times where it's like you wander away from her at Target for 5 seconds and, like, she's like telling someone about the street she grew up on, like a total stranger.
Yeah,
And I wonder if it's just a skill that we've lost with age. Like if it's, bowling alone kind of, if you grew up in the interconnected society of the 60s, then you've keenly developed the ability to force personal details on strangers. And now we've totally lost it.
yeah, maybe, but I think also,
Although the podges do still exist, I would have to grant. They're just rarer.
And the flip side of that is there's certainly plenty of, I guess this is typically identified more as a male trait than a female one, but there's certainly plenty of dudes who grew up in that interconnected society who, as they got into their 60s, 70s, and 80s, are like, I don't want anyone to talk to me ever.
Yeah.
Like, I think, I
I mean, my brother will chat a little bit. It was a lot more whenever we were like, 10.
yeah.
Because then he would definitely, like, if we were like in the checkout line at the grocery store, he could get he would be able to give you a little bio rundown of whoever was behind us whenever we left.
That's probably why they took me off the cash register at Albertsons.
Yeah.
There's like too many complaints of just like, I asked him, what
Your opening hello was, huh?
what sports are you playing this upcoming season? None of your fucking business. Do you have a rewards card?
Yeah.
I mean, my dad is obviously a little bit chatty. You can't stray too far away from him, or he's the insurance commercial.
Yeah.
He does every single one of those things.
Yeah.
Every single one of those things. We had lunch or early dinner on Tuesday, and I went to the bathroom. We ate at the bar at a Mexican restaurant, and I went to the bathroom, and he clearly started talking the second I left.
Finally, I'm free.
The bartender
Been itching to ask these people meaningless questions about banal details.
Yeah, and I think I heard him say, "What do they put in this?" About like our order was very, very normal.
Yeah.
Like it was like fajitas.
What
We got
do
like
they
a
put in
bowl of
this?
queso. He's like, "God, this is good. What do they put in this?"
Give me the recipe.
It's like they just season the fucking meat pops. There's not much to it.
Secret is a little hint of lime.
This is not like, we're not eating Thai food where possibly you're like, how could I recreate this? Jeez. Oh, what do they put in? What'd you guys put in this? I'm like, Dad, come on. Back to center. You want to do a couple Twitter main characters?
Sure.
Spice them in. Have you kept up with RG3?
Yeah, how much he loves his wife.
That's a fun one. He's
That's
a new
tight.
wife guy.
I mean, he's not a new wife guy. He's had that same attitude about his wife pretty much his entire time in the league, right?
Well, it's a different wife too, right?
Is it a different wife?
It's not the wife he came in with from Baylor. She was also Caucasian.
That's too bad because I miss her then.
Yeah, I would have taken her over this one, but nah, he you've probably seen it by now. He posted a video of himself working out. I guess he saw a thread about people saying, your wife can't fill out a sundress, because she's white and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So then he posted a video of his wife doing like a functional type squat, like with lightweight, but get your heels off the ground a little bit and kind of zoomed in on her ass.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hey, look, everyone said, oh, he did the uppercase, lowercase SpongeBob, but your wife is white.
Yeah.
So obviously people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's really weird.
I just don't know that I would directly address it that way, like ever.
Her race. You should have said but your wife. He could have maybe got out of this if he would have said, but your wife can't fill out a sundress. But your wife is white. Yeah.
If I was in an interracial marriage, I think the very, and by the way, I am, very, very last thing that I would want to do is talk about it publicly.
Yeah.
Just invite comments from the general public.
I don't know if I would say not talk about it publicly because you don't want to seem like ashamed, but you don't want to make their race like a talking point.
Just anytime you address something, it's making it a topic. Like any tweet you send out, you're basically announcing, okay, I would like to talk about this. Go ahead. Come at me.
So then he followed up with, they're so mad when you defy the stereotypes, I guess meaning her ass. And this guy...
Yeah, I don't think any part of...
This guy, I don't know who he is, but he's verified. He has 34,000 followers. He says, actually, this is a pretty stereotypical thing to do. Robert Griffin, how so, sir? And this guy said, a black man celebrating his white wife for having features he associates with black women follows a very specific and prevalent stereotype, and I'm pretty sure you know that. Like, you could have just called her beautiful or fine or something and kept it moving. And he said, that's not what I did. Keep track here. This is a fun one. I'm celebrating my wife for having features that are not considered white. Seeing that in the tweet below from 5 days ago, the running joke was that my wife couldn't fill out a sundress. You and others made the comparison to black women. And then he quote tweeted how this started, which was him lifting with how I look at my wife in that sundress, which is when people started saying, your wife can't fill out a sundress. So the guy says, me, quote, a black man celebrating his white wife for having features he associates with black women. You, I'm celebrating my wife for having features that are considered not white. Robert Griffin responds, check the receipts. I never said or implied that my wife's features are associated with black women. You and others have. White women are stereotypically considered to not have big buttocks, cheeks, cakes. My wife defies that stereotype. I'm celebrating that, nothing more. It's a very, as a lot of people pointed out, Rick James couch. Like the front half of the tweet, the back half of the tweet are in direct conflict
I understand the distinction he's making. I just think it's meaningless. Like, it's so fucking dumb and pedantic. He's saying that I didn't compare my wife to black women. I just said my wife has things that most white women don't have.
Okay, well,
like,
there's only a few races.
There's a minuscule fucking difference between these two
Please
things.
don't email me and tell me there's more than a few races. I know.
But no, it's dumb. Like, very childish. But the whole thing, I don't know. I'm ready to announce that I don't think that Robert Griffin is the chillest dude that you would have the most fun time with.
All right. Well, our other main character is a woman named Paige Hulsey.
Okay. Yeah.
You see this one?
I didn't want to get too far into it.
it.
It was very triggering.
Yeah.
But yes. Paige doesn't know how many fucking years of human lives have been lost off of an inability to hide things well in a bedroom. So
yeah. So
I do not take kindly to her being glib about this.
It says, looks like a normal teen's bedroom, right? Think again. That's in local network news page 1, right?
Yeah, think again.
A lot of thinking again.
Most of their thinking is thinking again.
Yeah. Think your dog won't mouth fuck you while you're sleeping and then reroute your Roth IRA into some low yield investments, think again.
Dude, I do see some warning signs here.
Okay, so she says, coming up on, KMOV, we'll show you what parents should be looking for so they can identify signs of drug use. I am shocked at what I found in this room. So there's a photo of a room. I don't know if it's a real room or not.
It's clearly not a real room.
It doesn't seem like a real room. The way everything's positioned feels...
She's got a TV camera light in the shot, but there's...
I mean, there's a lot, yeah.
Just the main backdrop, the main decoration of the room is a tie-dye, whatever. But it's just on there with painter's tape.
Painter's tape.
So
hey, look, we got this room, but we can't put any holes in the wall.
Yeah, and then the window is extremely suspicious. I would say something about it makes it obvious to me it's not a window to the outside. It's just a window to a hallway.
Yeah, it seems like an office.
The carpeting has that kind of thing. What the fuck's going on with I mean, I don't want to give it away, but the thing that jumps out most obviously is something that might concern Paige Halsey is a mile marker for mile 420.
Yeah.
The international sign for smoking weed.
Yeah.
But what's the fuck's going on with the wall around the mile 420 side? I've never seen that in a home. This is not a home.
No, I don't think it is either. And also, just as a reminder that if your daughter is, it's a female's room, if your daughter tokes...
Either a female or a fucking dude who fucks.
Yeah, I guess somebody could have left their bra there.
That's what I'm saying.
But it does to me look like, they're trying to imply, listen, I mean, look how perfectly positioned all of the messes are.
Mm-hmm.
Like the bra is perfect. It's sitting perfectly facing in a seductive manner so as to imply
I feel seduced.
If your daughter smokes, she also, as Seabass says, pokes.
I'm going to assume that this is an older daughter who's of age. That's who I'm directing an adult daughter who just happens to be back home.
Well, I don't think this person exists, so I think you're pretty much okay.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking about, whatever.
And also,
if I don't blame myself because I think seeing a bra and getting horny is normal enough. Because that's one way to say it. But what you don't want is to be the kind of guy who sees a child's room and gets horny. So I wanted to be clear that in my mind, this woman is 37.
Okay, fine. Also, look at this. Look at the beverages.
Uh-huh.
There aren't that many people who back-to-back Coke and Dr. Pepper. I'm not saying it doesn't exist.
And now, right out.
But there's 2 full sodas. One of them carefully positioned on the ground.
No. There's 3.
Well, there's a Red Bull. Oh, there's also a Sprite. Right.
No one has ever drinking a Coke, Dr. Pepper, and a Sprite in the same week.
I think I would agree. Now, the Sprite is empty near the mess. Coke is unopened. Dr. Pepper's unopened. Red Bull's unopened. That's a full bottle of Aquafina over there, too, by the way.
She's thirsty.
Yeah, bottle. Well, she should have drank it then.
There's 3 bottles of water. Maybe that's one of the warnings. Look at the other side. There's another Dr. Pepper. Yeah. This is one of the warnings. If your child is unnaturally thirsty, they're fiending.
Oh man, this is awful. It's so fake.
They were trying to decorate the room. They were like, all right, what do we have at the office? Well, there's the drink cooler. Yeah, let's go crazy with those.
I have to see this news report now.
Yeah.
You'll be shocked at what I found in this room. You're going to find whatever your producer put there, but also you're a narc.
Yeah.
You're giving up all the tricks of the trade. And this right here, you may think that this teen simply kept Fix-A-Flat at their nightstand. Well, no, they call this a false bottom.
I'm guessing that Krang didn't catch the bra the way we did because I think we do tend to think this is a female bedroom, but if it were a male bedroom, Krang T. Nelson, popular Twitter personality, says the tissues and lotion on the bedside table is a dead giveaway that this unruly teen is secretly pounding off, despite the firm no pounding off rule in the house.
Then maybe it was a bra. Maybe the guy pounds off to a bra.
Yeah.
I think I could do that.
Pound off to a bra? Yeah.
In a tight spot.
I don't think that's a question.
Oh my God. How many times since you guys were at the house to swim have you watched You're Not That Guy?
A lot. And
He's a fucking
most importantly, I have been trying to spend my life in the week since trying to become that guy.
It doesn't happen overnight.
Definitely not.
It does not happen overnight.
Yeah.
All right, I know you have some other stuff, so let's do this real quick and then we'll wrap up with you. We
Wrap up?
Well, wrap up like as in topic-wise.
Go ahead.
Because you're leaving town tonight.
I am leaving town tonight.
And then I'm going
Like a Dexter Freebish.
on a little family vacation next week. We'll still record on the road, but
Did they do Leaving Town?
I don't know what you're talking
Who
about.
sang Leaving Town?
I don't know.
So
I never
hot.
heard of that before.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Having a hard
A
time.
very hard time. All right, back to what I told you.
Back to the start.
Ham sent this to us. I think Ham watches MSNBC.
That's weird.
It's a profile on Sharon Stone. Back it up a little bit so you can hear what she said. So this is like the classic case of nobody in your life telling you don't do that. Now I'm glad nobody told Vin Diesel don't do that because Vin Diesel's song fucks. But this is Sharon Stone for some reason sitting down to talk about her songwriting. And what I'm about to play for you is what the kids would call cringe, and probably the most cringe thing you'll see at least today.
What do you got? You got something?
I know how much you like rap. If you
You
could
have
give
a
me a
rap.
little beatbox me in, I
Is he
have a little
noted to
rap
like
here
rap?
for you.
I don't even know
You
who
have
he
a
is.
rap. I'll tell you what I'll
neither.
try to do. Because I don't know how to beatbox and I wouldn't claim to.
But he's just got instrumentals on his
This
phone.
is like
Is
a,
that Fat Joe? Is that what Fat Joe looks like?
I'm on the air with Ari,
All right.
heart beating like a Ferrari. I could have been a zooming, but I wanted to be in the roomin'. I wanted to be able to lean in and kiss ya. I didn't want to miss ya. Who'd want to miss that?
let's see, how can I say this in the most professional way possible? There are many people who dream to have this experience with you, so I'm happy you're sharing it with us.
You know,
How many songs have you written?
me, I've written like a couple hundred songs.
Yeah,
I've written
and
a
lately
couple
they've
of
found their
songs.
audience too.
Well,
couple
I
hundred?
started.
Does that
I
count as a
started
song?
doing like beat poetry, and I used to do beat poetry in a cafe.
I'm a
with a couple of friends, and then they were
nasty
like, "Oh no,
woman."
you're a songwriter. Write a song. Write it today." So I
Okay,
wrote a
so
song, and they took
that's
it.
probably enough. I watched the rest of this because I was so enthralled
Is that a good idea?
by it. Almost feels like something Trey Parker and Matt Stone would write when she starts talking about. I mean, I was a beat poet. My friends, they just heard it. And they're like, you're a songwriter. Underneath, you're a song. We know you're a great actress.
Mm-hmm.
We saw your pussy.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you're a songwriter.
Yeah. Probably
And
wasn't hers.
It's just like it's celebrity just distilled down, and then MSNBC wants to run this for some reason. Guys, they were tired carrying water for Nancy Pelosi, so they're like, "Hey, let's throw Sharon Stone rapping on here."
Could be good.
Did you think it was good?
No. She just, she struggled with how many
Syllables
syllables to put.
and how
That's kind of the big thing.
you know
Everyone does tend to get the rhyming.
she didn't get that part even
Well, the ends of the lines did
barely,
for the most part.
barely.
But I'm just saying, I would think that the syllables to me is as important.
Maybe
And-
more.
And it seems like the average person doesn't really pick up on that,
Hey, when you're
which was the best part of early Riff Raff. And
oh yeah, for sure.
he released a fourth version of Tiptoe. Everyone in my life knows this. But he threw a verse at the end that's as close to classic 2010 Riff Raff as anything I've ever heard.
I'll have to check that
So
out.
everyone enjoy that.
I've been really into the first two Eminem albums lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you edit yourself whenever the homophobic slur comes up?
I'm not answering questions about this. Just thank God my wife's not here. No one is more fucking horny to tell on me about words I say whenever singing than... he says all of it!
Let's have her on.
She's over in the other room.
Let's get into that.
Anyways.
Imagine getting shot at Hurricane Harbor.
I'd rather not.
It's a fucking bummer.
Bleed in the pool? Did that happen?
Yeah, I was outside in the parking lot, but it happened last night. Kid got killed.
A kid?
16-year-old.
Was he getting some kind? Well, like, was it a stray bullet or someone was trying to shoot a 16-year-old?
Details are murky. I think there was a fight.
Yeah,
but I think they were at the park. I think
that's fucked up.
I mean, they were in the parking lot. Yeah, I mean, it's just a place of joy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
absolutely.
People don't get killed at NRH2O. What is that supposed to mean?
Back that up.
Did that happen?
I just assume.
No,
it's kind of a rough and tumble place.
No, it's not. When's the last time you've been there? Let's go.
One of the sadder suburbs.
Is it technically in North Richland Hills? It might be in Hearst, which is funny that it's called.
Why is it called NRH2O?
I guess
it's not.
I guess it's probably right on the line. Of course it is, but yeah, it's right on the line.
Okay.
Sadder suburbs.
Just my take.
All right, let's go.
I will go. Yeah, 100%.
I'm down. I love the splash pad. Big splash pad guy. Oh, sorry to everybody who got tricked listening to this with their kids into them thinking it was their splash pad day.
Oh yeah, like they're in the car and they heard the word splash pad and they're like,
yeah, we heard about that.
Yeah. So before I got on to the flight I was talking about earlier, I was waiting to get onto the flight I talked about earlier, sitting at the Pensacola airport, reading the Saturday Night Live oral history, and dude. So a group walks up, coordinated shirts.
Of course.
African-American travel group. And I get excited because I really enjoy travel groups who have coordinated shirts.
Yep.
And my excitement is immediately rewarded because there is one member of this particular group who is rowdy and ready to have a good time.
Okay.
He's singing Outkast's Caroline at the top of his lungs.
Like while you wait to board.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're like 30 minutes from boarding. You know? Like, yeah. Starts to do the game of everyone in the row across from him.
Like call and response?
No, engaging them in, I can guess where you're from. You? I would say St. Louis. They're like, no, San Diego. He's like, all right. It was great. I like that energy, dude. Like as much as like it's different than like I guess it is just starting conversations with strangers, which I was earlier denigrating, but like attempting to make the terminal area into a party and just a free flowing, relaxed situation. I was loving it. I wasn't like loving it to the point where I was like, hand up, do me. It's Dallas. I'm from Dallas. But I was having a fun time. Doesn't sound like you would like it as much.
No, I don't like that at all.
But I think that in the end, it seems like you might be right because he was flying a little too high, and it's an up and down thing. You know, you're riding the wave. It's the manic depressive. He's in the manic right now, and then someone, I don't know exactly how. I just know that it did happen because yelling ensued about it for the next 20 minutes. Someone mentioned him giving money to his brother.
In their group.
And we entered the depressive. His brother was not in the group.
But someone in the group they're the only ones who knew. It wasn't someone who was like, no, I'm not from St. Louis, I'm from San Diego. But I think you gave money to your brother.
That's right.
And he's like, what?
Shut the fuck up.
You know not to mention that.
No, and they had shirts. The shirts they said I wrote it down. Birthday / engagement squad. So
okay.
It's a multi-purpose trip, and they wanted to capture all of that. And then, show that they were together, so they put squad at the end.
The only thing I don't like about that is that there's nothing rhyming in there.
Yeah.
And there's no alliteration either.
It is a fun font.
Okay, the font can make up for some of that, but
Yeah.
I typically think you need rhyming or alliteration.
And then under that it says...
We're about to get dirty, she's 30.
Yeah, oh yeah,
type
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I like that.
It says Miami 2021.
Okay.
On a flight from Pensacola to Dallas.
So they're on their way back?
I think that they just got fucked up. I think the guy said that they missed the flight, and so they were going from. I was
That
half
classic
hearing
connection.
This. I was half hearing this, but I think that they were going from Pensacola to Dallas to Charlotte to Miami.
All right. Why not? And that might have been. Sometimes if you are willing to do that, you can get a cheaper flight.
Yeah, I don't think that was their initial hope.
Okay.
They just were left with a series of bad options.
They
and they
squatted
decided
up.
this one was the best one. I would have been interested in just what's a car cost from here, but I guess probably the airline's gonna get you to Miami, but they're not gonna just foot your rental car bill.
Yeah, probably.
So it's you got a little bit of a sunk cost fallacy where it's not. That's not a proper application of the sunk cost fallacy.
That's
No
a bit of a
emails
drive.
required. Yeah, I know. It's probably 10 hours.
God, dude.
But I'm saying that I don't think that they were going to be in Miami 10 hours from now
Yeah, this way.
as it is.
So
Would you rather spend it in a car or an airport? I'd say just whichever one's shorter at that point.
Yeah, and that's not a pretty drive, I don't think either. You're going through the heart of Florida. There's no coast in there. Save for the last little bit.
I would. Are you looking at it?
Yeah, I guess you could take
Do you have the option to just drive straight to the coast? How many hours is it adding?
at least one, and it's not straight to. You're not breaking east until you're south of Gainesville. So at least half the drive is going to be, through Tallahassee, all that.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty much just Georgia.
So somebody asked him or brought up his brother giving money.
Yeah,
Him giving his brother money.
And things turned quickly. It was no longer jovial. It was yelling. It was accusing. Saying that, he's like, it doesn't matter what I give to my brother. It's none of your business. And how the fuck are any of y'all saying anything to me? I paid for your tickets.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good trump card.
It's an excellent trump card, but at the point you have to say it, things have gone terribly wrong.
Yeah. How was that received?
Well, no one could necessarily say anything back, so it certainly seems like he did in fact pay for their tickets. So they just kind of quietly took that and at some point they're somehow getting standing. And the group that's being accused is sort of just drifted. They're going to the other side of the terminal to kind of get some space, get some air. They don't have anything to say to him in response specifically. I don't think that they wanted to get into a yelling match as much as he did. So they were just kind of, some people react to conflict. In the fight or flight, they wanted flight. And they weren't going to get it because they missed their plane. But as they're hashing it out, the crescendo of this for me is I just wish this on everyone else who goes to an airport this summer, that at some point you find yourself in a situation where one grown man looks at another and says, man, this was supposed to be our family vacation.
Yep. I've actually heard that before.
This is supposed to be a nice little thing for us. And now look what you're doing. And there was the guy who was who did not pay for things that issued that line. It was the quieter guy. The only thing he said as his friends yelling at him is, man, this was supposed to be a family vacation.
Yeah. The details in my mind are sketchy. This is not, we certainly talked about this in years past. Although it would be interesting as one of those things that I should, if I really want to piss everybody off, ask, my mom or my stepdad, hey, what do you guys remember about this? Because I don't even really remember how it started, but I know we had one family meltdown at Disney.
Oh, yeah. If you go to Disney, you should build in a couple meltdowns.
A couple?
I think so.
Fucking why? Why even go then? You're spending like $6,000.
I mean, like,
Happiest place on earth and all that shit. They didn't see. They hide that from you. You know, they should be upfront about that.
Not
They should
to
be
me.
like, look, mentally, emotionally prepare yourself. Everyone in your traveling party is going to hate the other one for at least one full day that you're here, and you're only here for 5.
yeah.
So
No, I build that in. Like I'm. It's not hidden from me. Me and my family went to Disney World 3 times. I've got a keen like expectation of how many fights is going to occur on this, and I would say I think it is still worth it. Like the highs are high.
what
the
are
lows
people
are low.
fighting about?
It's just fucking getting food there can be like challenging and takes planning. You're hungry. You're
Then why
walking around
go?
a lot. Okay, dude, just stay at your house. There's a lot of food there.
Well,
Sounds awesome.
It just seems like there's a lot of other vacations you could take where that don't have like this understood thing of everyone here is going to be really mad part of the time.
Maybe you're the super chill, peacekeeper that doesn't fight on vacations, but I would say pretty much all of them.
Really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
And
man.
and the guy who fucking spent a full day just let the Rockettes be ruined for him because of a Madden game. I don't really think that guy really has claim to I'm chill on vacations.
Well,
but
I guess that's my point. Is I was 15, so is that what it is? Is just parents not knowing how to be they're fucking do-gooders. Too bad they couldn't do good as parents, and their kids are fighting and they can't handle it. Like, are you really dumb enough to think that?
I mean,
because,
whenever I say fighting, I'm not like, it's not like as an adult. Like Megan and I are going on a vacation this weekend. I'm fairly confident that no fights will occur on that vacation.
Of course.
It's going to be pretty chill. We're going to have a good time.
yeah,
But I'm saying if you're going to Disney World, the kids are going to fight.
and I think parents have this. I've
Parents
always
are not
thought
happy
this.
at that point.
I've always thought this. I think parents, and it's very odd that at some point it seems to me like this growing up, and I'm sure it'll be this way as a parent, that at some point, I think the parents get dragged down to the children's level of maturity,
Yeah.
like
No
quickly.
doubt. Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
there seems to be some sort of an expectation from the parents that because you spent all this money and because we did this thing for you that you'd had been wanting to do, that I can somehow become a completely different person for 5 days.
yeah.
Like somehow, the fact that I'm immature, my brain is like 20% developed, and his is even less.
Mm-hmm.
None of that'll matter because you spent $5,000.
Well, you'll focus.
Yeah, like
Just bear down.
How's that? That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
Like at all. But I always remember then it gets into you guys don't appreciate this. I'm like,
I mean, I hear what you're saying, and like definitely, my approach to it is that I'm just going to go into every vacation aware of that, and I'm okay with it. Like I think that the highs and lows balance out in such a manner that it's a good vacation. There's more highs than lows. There are going to be some fights, but yeah, the parents are like surprised by it, like. How weird. Our 10th vacation in a row features a squabble between family members. Who could have predicted this? Did you learn nothing from the previous 9, Mom?
yeah. And then, I remember it's like my mom just sat down and was like, y'all do whatever. and then we were like, well, for real?
What do you mean by that?
Because I will, he and I, we need some cool off time. I'm doing Tower of Terror as many times as I can in a row. You're probably going to get CPS called on you at some point, but I am not legal, so none of that shit is going to fall on me at all. Yeah. Man, I don't know. It's probably easier if you have one kid, right? They probably don't enjoy, the highs are not as high, but the lows are not as low.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, it sounds insane. Like you're thinking of like your mother thinking that if she spent enough on the vacation that it was going to be peaceful. But that's unreasonable. But if you just kind of like went into it of like, I'm saying that she doesn't have another option, right? Like she can either go on vacation and have these things or not go on vacation. Those are the only two options. Like there's not a go on vacation with well-behaved children sitting out there for her. And in that situation, I would go on vacation, you know?
Yeah. It just seems like the thing with Disney is it's a high pressure situation. Maybe then I think that's partly because of the money.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it. So it's like you put me in this situation where we're in extremely high pressure. You're going to be mad if this doesn't go exactly to plan because of the money you spent. So this seems like a lot of you problems.
When going to Disney, I do think it is helpful to consciously relieve pressure. Like that, it's supposed to be your like finest family vacation. You know, like even as a kid, I felt like that some burden was on me that my parents and grandparents were not going to have the time that they hoped for unless I had enough fun. And so, you know, like, and that paradoxically is blocking the fun, right? So I think that it's smart if everyone just goes in saying there are going to be some fights, and it's possible this won't be the best vacation we've ever had. However, there's a lot of good rides. The restaurants at this point, and this wasn't true when I was a child, but it is true now. The restaurants are excellent. You can find absolutely. There's good food at Disney World these days, dude.
I mean, I'm sure there's good food, but it's still theme park food.
No, Disney.
And I know that, like, you know, like I've told you about the butter story at the French restaurant. I know they have a couple upscale places.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about, like, if you're just out during the day for lunch, like, you're getting nugs and fries, right?
I mean, if you're a fucking noob.
Will you order off the secret menu?
No, I just, we did not do, like, of all the things that you can advance plan about, like, 2 weeks out, you can start making reservations for rides and stuff. And it turned out that the reservations on the rides were not that important. Like, you could get on the ride at some point during the day if you wanted to. But the reservations for the restaurant are pretty crucial. I would say the second you can, you know, if you think about it and you plot that shit out,
Even for lunch.
you can have an A+ meal. Yeah, absolutely, dude. I mean, you're walking around the park all the time. It's great to sit down for an hour in air conditioning and, you know, enjoy some fucking top-notch worldly cuisine.
And, you know, you mentioned it there, but I forgot about this. It's just the line. The
Yeah.
line is the cause of all fights.
Yeah. And they've done as much as they can to minimize lines these days.
Yeah, but there's
still a lot of lines.
And because they need their, you know,
It's 100% the lines.
they
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
fund ESPN.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they have to pack as many people in there as possible.
But yeah, so I had a good vacation that featured 0 fights. This past weekend, me and my good friend Josh went to the Comal River.
Kamau.
That may well be correct. I'm not. I'm gonna like over the course of this podcast, I'll probably say it every different way. I don't care. Pronunciations are fluid, in my opinion. We were going down because Quaker City was playing Green Hall that Friday night. And I wanted to tell you that they did an amazing job. Jorts adds an absolute another level to the live performance. I had a kick-ass time, but I did not have nearly as good a time as the group just to my right. And I was it's like one of the great regrets of my life that you weren't there, because these 3 dads were having more fun than anyone you've ever seen.
I might have joined him.
They were all, you know, 60s gray hair kind of thing. I believe all 3 had wives with them, and they were dad dancing it the fuck up.
I do that now.
Every single one of them had a dance that prominently incorporated arms above the head.
Okay. I like that.
If you are looking to like do well and like not be made fun of by your peers, that is something everyone needs to keep in mind. You want to keep the arms below the shoulder level.
Yeah, I'll kind of give it like one of these moves, you know, like the fist up, like, you know, one of these every now and then. But I don't know if I would do that for Quaker City. That's really more when I'm vibing to Mr. Worldwide.
Well, there was a guy that was doing that the entire time to Quaker City.
Okay.
And my favorite part was I can't I needed you there because I cannot describe this. You're not going to enjoy it as much as if you had been there. But the every time like a new song, like definitely Queso Blanco is the top one. But any song that they liked they would turn around to each other like with the big expressive eyes, like, can you believe it?
They're playing all of their
our
songs.
jams, and
yeah.
then every time fist bumps all around.
Fuck yeah.
Then like they'd run through the circle with the fist bumps, be like, let's do a couple more of those.
I love
Let's do
it.
a couple more of those.
Yeah, cross pound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody get in here.
They just constantly had a look on their face like, who's got it better than us?
That's awesome.
It was great.
It's a great setting to see a show.
Yeah, yeah. It was really good. I mean, it was cool from start to finish.
Did you eat there?
At Green Hall?
Yeah.
Do they have food? I don't think
Gristmill.
they have food. Oh, we got food across the street that night, but we went back to the Gristmill the next night. I'm a big Gristmill guy.
Gristmill. Oh, love it.
Top notch. True Americana. But then the next
The
day...
Gristmill move, by the way, I'm not chicken fried steak guy,
Oh, that's exactly what I went for.
but I go chicken fried chicken with gravy and pour the rest of the queso on there. You know, they have very good chips and queso.
On the gravy?
Yeah.
Or on the mashed potatoes?
Well, it's on the gravy that's
Yeah.
on the chicken fried chicken.
Okay.
It's phenomenal.
That's like Matt's will just give you chicken fried steak with queso just like served on it.
Yeah, there's a place over by my house. I need to go here with you because it's underrated. Because it's not a chain. I think the first one was by my house. But have you ever been to an Old West?
No.
They have one in Denton. I think there's one in Euless, Bedford area, but there's one right by my house, and it's. I feel like it gets like slotted as like as a local diner. It's fucking awesome, and they have a skillet where they would just pour queso on top of it, and it's like your normal biscuits, gravy, sausage gravy, whatever meat you want, eggs, however you want it, and then they just dump a ladle of queso on top of it.
That's wonderful.
It really is.
Yeah, why not?
It really is. Well, death, possibly, but
You're going to die either way.
I mean, I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Absolutely. But so the next day we go on the river, and I had a life awakening. I'm here to announce a personal change that's happened inside of me because we're definitely having a good time. Very relaxed, loose, conversational, and on several edibles.
Yep.
And went down. We were just going like a full front to finish start to finish float of the river. And so we come to the chute, and we're floating down, and then the plan was get in the thing, go back up, and like we'd started pretty early, so we're like, let's just get back in and then just ride the chute a bunch. And on the back end, I wanted to do a little bit of snorkeling. The water ended up being pretty cloudy, really limited the amount of snorkeling you could do there. But I like riding the chute, just life vest, not tube. Was happy to do that a couple times. So I had just a bag, like a laundry bag, with all of my snorkel gear and life vest. Between like life vest, flippers, and snorkel gear, it's probably like $100 worth of shit,
Oh no.
I would guess. And we go down the chute the first time. Take a little, at that point, like we're getting separated from the waters, so we take a little bit to regroup, go down a little bit, and then I'm like, I don't have the bag. He's gone. And I'm like realizing that I have no idea when I lost it. Like, I don't know that it's going down the chute. It could have been fucking when we initially hopped in that I was just like, yeah, whatever, fuck the bag. Like I don't know where I am right now.
I mean, the drugs, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Like, your ability to like keep an organized track of your possessions really takes a hit.
Yeah.
And so I start to kind of look around, and there's definitely like anytime I'm hanging out there, there's someone asks you to help find something.
Oh yeah.
So people do search, but I was kind of like, what am I going to do? This needle in a haystack. I don't want to spend the rest of my fucking day looking for this bag. Like, it's not $1,000 worth of stuff in there. I'm not happy to lose the bag. In fact, I'm pretty broken up about it because I had this whole plan to go and do this fucking, second run with the Life Vest. But whatever. But I'm like, all right, before we continue on, at least let me just like stand here for 2 seconds and just look around like my immediate surroundings. And what do I see perched on the bank but my bag? And because of the drugs, I have a bit of a hard time getting exactly sure about it because it's next to a shoe. And I'm like, well, that's not my shoe, so it's not my bag.
perfect sense.
I don't know, dude. I was just like, well, I mean, we found the thing in the picture that doesn't fit, so let's just move on. But I'm like, whatever. Let's just walk over there. And
do you think you could have passed one of those click the squares with chimneys in them test at that point?
No.
You would have been locked out of the account. Yeah.
yeah. I'll need to email the admin tomorrow. So I get over there and I realize that what's gone on is that there's a little station where you just got two dudes just fishing everything out. Like, that's why the shoe was there, is because they're just seeing everything that comes down from the chute. They're grabbing all of it.
It's like Deadliest Catch.
Putting it there for people if they see and come back. But the big catch for me is the two dudes doing this are cops.
Oh, yeah.
And I was so overcome with joy that this bag had been found with such minimal effort.
Did you have drugs in it?
No.
Okay.
We'd taken all of them before we got in. The rest
sounds like it.
Anything else were in the car.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm not the kind of person that would have such a kindness visited upon me and not remark on it. So I found myself thanking them for their service.
Okay. And you actually used the word service, didn't you?
I think I just said thanks.
Ah.
I said, like, did you guys find it? Like, did you guys grab this? And they were like, yeah. I was like, thank you so much.
You said back to blue, didn't you?
No, not to them. But then for the rest of the ride, just to Josh, I just couldn't get over it. I'm just like, I get it now, dude.
Yeah.
I get the flag people. That's why they put up the flag, you know? They've had something where their life would have been much worse.
Yeah.
Yes. Much in the same way that Yusuf Islam clung to Allah based on his water experience. That was kind of how I felt about police.
Cat Stevens became Muslim because he almost drowned?
Yeah, off the coast of Malibu.
I had no idea.
Absolutely. He said that if Allah would save him, he would dedicate his life to him.
Did he just throw a fucking dart? I mean, there's like lots of...
I think that the story is, and I believe that Marrakesh is involved, because I think that Kat had been to Marrakesh and it had kind of opened his eyes to this is an interesting religion. So I think that he was just spiritually interested in a lot of things, and that whenever he was caught in the storm, that was the one that his heart really yearned for. So he was like, "Fuck it."
I guess, man.
Yeah.
I guess.
But yeah, that's how I feel about cops now.
When are you getting the Punisher tattoo?
That's right. Yeah. Absolutely. If anyone's got a line on someone who knows how to do a good Punisher, let me know.
That'd be the greatest bet payoff of all time.
Oh my God.
You have to get the black and blue Punisher tattoo.
You don't want to get the red fireman one?
I haven't seen that one. Are they trying to horn in on the Punisher fun?
No, we just we've talked about that on here before. I only know it because we made a joke about it, and then I Googled it. Like, I wonder if there are firemen who are horny about Punisher. And not only was there several, you could buy a thong with it printed on it.
I need that.
Yeah, absolutely. Given your newfound hobby.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Also, it's I'm pretty sure it's pronunciations. I'm an asshole.
That's it for tonight. The high school special is next, so until tomorrow. For everyone who's been a part of this one,
I'm TC and Jake.
We do thank you for watching. Good night.